The e-learning space is only getting bigger. You think that's a good thing or a bad thing? You're going to find out by the end of the video, and it's probably not for the same reason that you think. Now, of course, we all know study shows that in the next 5 years, the e-learning industry is going to be $1 trillion industry. That we all do. We all know that. We are all aware of this. But is it a trend? Because now everybody is selling an online program. Everybody's selling a coaching program. Everybody's selling an online course. Everybody's selling information. And maybe you see it as a trend. Probably you're thinking that the opportunity is in you starting to sell a course, you starting selling information online. If you do, you're shooting yourself in the foot, unless you're Iman Gaji. But let me give you a sample example, common sense. Let's say you're a closer, a trader, an agency owner, a dating coach, fuck knows what, and you want to teach other how to do that specific skills. You want to teach people that specific skills by also having location, time freedom, and all that good stuff, and making money off of it. There's thousands of other people who are doing the exact same thing that you're trying to do nowadays. You're just a commodity. You're just one of those now. You're just one of the many others. Because look, if I go online and I want to learn how to trade or how to close, and I want to have access to a course and a program from an expert, I could find 1,000 experts online. And that means someone can sell me a trading course for $10,000, but then somebody else can come and tell me, bro, I'm going to give you access to the same insights, give you the same tactics, and I'm going to charge you only $500 for the same exact things. That's what they are competing on. That's what you're competing on now. Because at this point, there's just so many people who are trying to do exactly what you're doing that you're only competing on price. No matter the value that you're providing, no matter how valuable your course or your program is, at this point, there are just so many clones of you. There's just so many people doing what you're doing that you're just competing on price. And that's what a commodity is. You don't want to end up in that pocket. You don't want to be that guy, because the problem is that you're just another teacher online. You're just one of those. Like I was saying, everything that is going on in the traditional education system now is moving online, right? The decentralization of the education. And I don't want to go over this. That's another subject for another day, right? This is why most teachers are broke, respectfully, because it is not about teaching. It's about executing. Because at the end of the day now, especially in the e-learning industry, and with all the information we have access to online, 99% of people who are learning online will not be able to succeed, because they'll buy whatever the program online that they bought, go through it, but they won't be able to reach the gap or solve the pain that made them buy in the first place. They can't not close the gap. And with that first problem showing up, a new gap is created now. But this new pain, right, this new gap is more painful than the first pain in the beginning, than the first gap that made them buy your program or course in the first place. Now, maybe you see where I'm going with that. What do you do about it? That's where I position myself now. That's where I come in, because now my job, growth stream, our job as people who sell execution, implementation, not information, is to solve that second gap. The first gap, okay, that made them buy your course. Because look, your clients, your student, they already have the knowledge. They already have the knowledge that they got from the course that they bought from you in the first place, right? And let me give you a great example now. There's something that I talk about in my video a lot, which is the formula of growth. Okay, growth only happens when you have information and you execute that information. Okay, so the formula of growth is simple. The formula of growth is equal to the amount of information that you consume. Okay, how often, how consistently do you consume that information, times how fast do you execute on it. That's what's going to generate growth. Now, the first gap is created on that knowledge gap. The first gap, okay, the first part of the equation, which is the information. That gap can be closed with your course, whatever. But the problem becomes when they don't execute. This is why 99% of the people that buy something online, they don't get what they bought. They don't get to experience what they buy in the first place, because they get the information and the knowledge, they already have it, they can't execute it. And the second gap is where I come in and close that whole gap. This is what we do. We come in and sell, and that's what I mean by sell the execution, not the information. Give the information that's going to attract people, and then sell them on the implementation. That's what we do to close the gap for our client, basically. Now, back to what I was saying in the beginning. Because your clients, your students have the knowledge already, okay, the first part of the equation, they have the knowledge. They've been through your course, through your program. Maybe they already knew who you are before they even bought. But yet they are still not experimenting what made them buy in the first place. Rather, it's making money online, having a better dating life, better health, or whatever that you're selling. Now you're probably wondering, where's the catch? Maybe the problem here is a lot of people are buying courses, but yet still aren't able to execute. So my job, instead of being another agency who's selling commoditized service such as Facebook ads or editing service, that only gonna close the first part of the gap. Like I always say, give the information, sell the implementation. Don't sell information, sell the implementation, sell execution. Maybe you've already seen me, maybe you already watched my content and you've heard me say this before. Because you're a commodity now. You're becoming replaceable. So anybody who's learning, back to what I was saying this is why teachers are broke, but this is also why most online coach are not also making money and they're not being profitable, because anybody who's learning the thing that you're teaching can now compete with you and literally go on their own and teach it. Now it's not just about you and a competitor that is doing the same thing. Your student even can compete with you, literally, because this is why most teachers are broke, what I was saying. Rather it's you teaching at school or online. Because just like teachers now, they don't need to have done the thing that they're teaching. Literally, they go to school, because that's what teachers do. They go to school, study about thing, and then become the teacher. They don't have to have done what they're teaching about. And another example, and same thing for someone who's selling a program online. A great example is, let's say you're teaching people how to do Facebook ads. Let's say somebody buy your course, they learn how to do Facebook ads. Now they don't have to do Facebook ads on their own. They can literally go on with the knowledge that they have and trying to sell somebody else on how to do Facebook ads. This is what is going on in the market right now. And so this is why I emphasize, my point is basically, do not become another entrepreneur. Sell execution to the people who bought the information. Back to what I was saying in the beginning. People are trying to close the gap, but they only have access to a course. They only have access to the information and the knowledge. These people are not going to close the gap if they don't have an execution infrastructure. So don't become another entrepreneur. Sell execution to the people who bought the information, and that's how you close the whole gap for them. Position yourself and sell the execution. Give that information, no matter how, through content, free value, lead magnet, a community, whatever, okay? But sell the execution. That's why we sell, build, and release execution infrastructures, because there's a shift going on in the market now. People don't want to work with agencies anymore because they only solve one problem with their services in your coaching business, which is probably a commoditized service such as editing, Facebook ads, lead gen, cold outreach, anything you can outsource easily for way cheaper. Nowadays, they want to get more clients. These agencies, they want to get more clients. So they put less focus and less attention on their clients, and they just want to keep you as a retainer. And as they scale, as they get bigger, they give you less and less services. However, if your agency is actually generating you a lot of growth, and you're thinking now maybe, well, why the fuck am I even paying them 20 grand a month at this point? When you can literally bring it in-house for cheaper and do it yourself without them having to do it for you. What I mean by that is, if they do it well, if they do give you a result in your businesses, you would want to stop working with them, with that agency, and try to build it in-house for yourself. And if they don't give you a result, or if they give you an average result, you would just want to stop working with them on a retainer model in the first place. And I say this because I know you're tired of being sold to these agency services on a retainer model, which is why we solve this too. Do not sell information. The other thing is that nobody wants to buy information. You've been through so many courses, and maybe you're still stuck in the same position as you were, or maybe worse again. You don't even trust yourself to implement and execute the insight that you got from this course. That's literally worst case scenario. So the next thing you would need is to be able to put your hands on a done for you infrastructure. This is why we build infrastructure, and we do not sell information. This is why you need to close the gap for your clients, or rather it's from me to you. One thing you need to understand, and that is just straight common sense. You don't need to be a genius for that. A baby can understand this, what I'm about to break down. One thing you need to understand is that for a specific outcome, okay, whatever you desire, whatever state you want to be in, for whatever outcome, whatever your goal is, there's specific inputs to this. No shit, I know. Let me break you down something. And it's just common sense. Okay, this is literally the analogy of behind the scene of $100,000 a month coaching business, okay? For $100,000 a month coaching business, there's specific inputs that are being generated, okay? Let me give you an example. This is just hypothetically. Let's say you're selling a $5,000 program, okay? To sell that program and generate $100,000 a month, the inputs would be 1,000 outreach per week, okay? And in these 1,000 outreach per week, you're able to book 25 calls per week. And let's say you have a closing rate of 20%. That means you would close 5 people per week. Again, that you will sell them a $5,000 program. What is that? You sell 5 people a $5,000 program per week. That's $25,000 per week. That's $100K a month. That is the input, aka the infrastructure that will inevitably generate you $100,000 a month. Now let's say you can't charge $5,000 for a program. That's great. Let's say you charge $2,000 for that one program. Again, we would come in, help you build an infrastructure. Now, right now, you're probably only in your offer, you're probably only solving the first part of the equation, the first part of the gap. We would come in and help you have an infrastructure to close the whole gap in your offer, to be able to sell execution on top of selling information, to close the whole gap for your clients. That's what we would do to not only 10x the value of your offer, but make you double the price you charge for and double your profit. Okay? That's what we would do. So the inputs to $100,000 a month coaching business would be XYZ, what I just covered. So what you really want at the end of the day now, it isn't Facebook ads, now that you understand the process. It's not short form content. It's not cold emails. But that our services or any marketing strategy you're using, whatever it is, whether it's from an agency or not, what you need is a system, an infrastructure that creates the inputs that are going to create the outputs inevitably. And so if you hire someone or a business, you want them to create inputs that are going to create the outputs. Like I just said, this is why we create infrastructures that creates the input. That's why I always say, close the damn gap, close the gap. Getting more leads with Facebook ads isn't going to close the gap if you can't even educate and convert these leads in the first place. More leads is not going to make you more money if you cannot book them on a call, or more so if you can't even sell them before the call. Whether you know how to close or not, whether you're a good salesperson or not. I call this the education phase. This is when you educate your prospect through your personal brand, your content, your mechanism, and why they should believe that your solution is going to get them to where they want to be. Now, again, you are not going to make more money if you're getting more leads and more appointment booked, but your offer is ass either. No, you might make quick money, but then they're going to leave you if your offers suck. Back to what I was saying again in the beginning, how to close the gap with your offer, okay? And this all comes down to the pillar of your business. You can't close the gap if that's what you're doing, because in that same gap, there's what I call the pillar of your business. This is simply what your business is made out of. A business without an offer isn't a business. A business without lead gen isn't a business. A business without appointment setting or sell isn't one. This is just common sense. Those are the 3 pillars of your business: your offer, the lead gen, your appointment setting. These are the phases of it, right? I've subdivided them into phases. Your offer, the attention you generate around that offer, the system that you use to educate that attention you just generated, and the conversion mechanism you use to close these educated and qualified leads in no time, like that. Okay? Those are the pillars. This is the phase to get you from there to there. So now, when I go to a business, with that being said, I'm not looking to retain them. I'm not selling them information either. I'm gonna give you a great example. Keep in mind what I just mentioned. Keep in mind what I just mentioned here, okay? The logic analogy, okay? At this point, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say worst case scenario, you have a problem in each one of your pillars. Actually, you have a problem in each one of your phases, okay? What I would do to solve that, let's say you cannot charge enough. So now you have a problem with your offer. You don't have enough profit margin. Let's say you're just selling information. You need an execution plan. You need more in your offer to charge more, and you don't have enough profit. Now let's say you don't have enough leads. Again, a lead gen problem. And then on top of that, you don't have enough an appointment setting problem. That is affecting each one of the pillar of your business. And on top of that, you don't even have a predictable way of converting leads, educating that attention to make them buy into your belief, aka your solution, to then sell them effortlessly. That is a problem in the education phase, okay? Let's take this situation. In this case, my job would be to come in and build an infrastructure, release it, right? Where I'm gonna optimize your offer, right, to its max potential, make sure that your offer has a market fit, make you charge twice the price and give 10 times more value to your clients, okay? That's how I would fix your offer. And then create the desired lead gen, lead gen strategy, help you generate more leads, and create the right framework that you would leverage to educate these leads, right? To educate that attention that we just generated you to your audience, and then generate desired appointment flow. So generate qualified leads that are going to show up, that have been educated and that believe in you and believe in your solution. And that system, okay, the system that are going to book these people on the call, these qualified people on the call, the appointment system would be running on autopilot with AI without you having to manage or train a team of setters. Period. These inputs are going to inevitably create the amount of money that you want to be making. Stop selling information, sell infrastructure, sell inputs, sell the implementation. If you want this for your business, book a call with me. The link is on my Instagram bio. Thank you for your time.